instrumental piece in my life that got me into athletics, formed these fantastic friendships, set a foundation for my academic performance, and so it's been really instrumental. And so in that sense, I hope the same for my daughter, to have a safe place that she comes into her own and can still feel like and I don't know if it's possible these days, but still feel like a child, or still sort of grow appropriately and not be pushed over her head, but just to experience life and just find out who she is and hopefully meet some really wonderful friends.
Columbine serves a greater percentage of students who are Latino, and a greater percentage who are English language learners, and a greater percentage who are free and reduced lunch. Serving a different population means, I think, having a different feel about the school.
Why would a parent choose Crestview over Columbine if they're the same academically? And I think that's because there are so many question marks about Columbine.
And people who aren't faced with this decision, it's really easy for people to say, to want to call it racism. It's, you know, it can't be that if there are however many families, 300 or 400 families open and rolling out, they're not all racists.
I think that the reason why there's white flight is because parents are afraid to put their children into an environment where they might feel like they're not connected, or that they're alone.
You can learn about other cultures and other kinds of people in all schools, but to live it and to really become a viable part of that kind of community is what we offer here.
You know, my perception is that this town is incredibly white. To find out that there is even a pocket in Boulder that is overwhelmingly not was really a pleasant surprise.
We wanted to be able to find a place that we were instantly comfortable, if there is such a thing.
Muy buena escuela, me gusta mucho cómo está ella con sus amigos, con sus maestros, todo.
Community itself is compromised when people separate themselves. And furthermore, children who are going to be the future citizens, voters and so forth, policymakers, aren't being exposed to people who are different. And that's the best way to learn about people who are different, is to actually interact with them.
I love our kids. Any kid that walks into my room, I'm going to make them feel part of our Columbine family. They're the core, I think, of Columbine.
We want to build the neighborhood school. We want him to walk to school.
I went to an elementary school where my brother and I were the only two Hispanics in the school. So I know very well what it's like to feel alienated and to not have a support group. And that's not what's happening at Columbine.
He once said to me, like, well, are we going to send our child there just to make a political statement? And I had to really think about that, and I could no longer ignore the other choices that were out there.
But it just puts us in this direction that says, you know, my job is to shop for a school. And I really think my job is to figure out how I can maximize the time I have to spend on Elliot's education. And for me, the school that's right around the corner is enormously convenient.